Hi guys, Colesy, and today we're going to be looking at Fierce PC and we're going to be looking at their financing options. But before we get on with today's video is actually sponsored by cdkoffers.com. They're a website that sells game keys and CD keys for software and things. It's a service that I've used in the past. In my case, I ordered a Windows 10 key to activate an old laptop, which I just reset up. I just put the key in to activate Windows that I bought from CDK Offers, and it just activated. It was simple as that. So now I'm running a full 100% genuine Windows 10 on that laptop as well. If you want to check it out, please go to the link in the description, and you can use code Colesy20, and that'll get you 20% off. But thank you, CDK Offers, for sponsoring today's video. So this is something that somebody did message. I believe they left a comment on a previous video asking if I could do a video about how the finance works on Fierce PC. So you might have seen a bunch of my PC videos in the past about Fierce PC, and you know, I'm looking at PCs and they might be £1,000, they might be £400, £500, and obviously when you're looking at these things, they're not cheap purchases to make. If you're looking at a really nice PC with some ray tracing and it's over £1,000, that's a lot of money to be spending up front on a PC like this. I totally understand. That is why Fierce PC do have the option to finance your PC, which means you're paying for it in monthly installments rather than all up front. It's a great option, and it means that you're able to get yourself a really, really, really nice PC and spread that cost rather than having to pay it all right from the get-go. That might be suitable for you, and hopefully for those of you that maybe didn't know that this was an option, it's an option, and you can possibly, this is maybe the better option for you. Here we are. So configure a PC over £300, pay a deposit of 10%, get your PC, pay over time. That seems to be the system. So if you're configuring a PC of over £300, you can pay a deposit of just 10%, and then the rest of it you will pay over time in monthly installments. Maybe a good way to look at this is to like grab ourselves a PC. What do I want? I've used a different PC here, just as an example. It's an RTX 2060 build. It's basically £1,000, 999.95. Now, this is the checkout area, so I guess we would go to, I would like to pay by finance. Yes, I would. Obviously, we'd put in this code here and apply that coupon because that gets us money off. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Instantly, money off. Great. Anyway, yes, we would like to pay by finance. Okay, so we pay the deposit. So our minimum deposit we have to pay is 10%. So on this PC with the discount, it's £95. Fair enough. There's 3 different types of interest, it seems. There's countdown interest, bearing credit, there's interest bearing credit, and there's simply 12. It is selected on this. I would like to pay over 36 months with the first payment deferred for 12 months. Okay, so that means that we're going to pay 36 monthly payments, with the first payment being 1 year after we have bought the PC. So you sort of get a year of not paying anything, and then your payments will start. In this situation, you're paying $36.65 a month, so you're financing this amount, and you will end up paying this amount. Now, that seems like, oh, but I'm paying way more than the PC. That's how finance works generally. There is interest to pay, and the interest means that you end up paying more than the initial cost, but you are spreading that, making it more manageable. I've done it in the past with things like a washing machine and white goods for your kitchen, stuff like that. I've done it in the past. I've done it with camera. Actually, it's genuinely the camera I'm using. I spread that. I probably paid more. I definitely paid more than if I'd just bought the camera outright, but it just made it more manageable to spread it and pay technically extra, but spread that cost over an amount of time, a year, 2 years, whatever it was. Okie dokie, so there's that one. Let's move over to interest bearing credit. Okay, so we've got more options here. So we can pay it over 24 months, over 36 months, over 48 months. So it gives you a longer amount of time that you could pay this over, or a shorter amount of time. Now, this one just seems to be more of what I would consider more of a standard financing option. In my brain, this is what I think of when I think financing. Obviously, the first option had the 12-month break of not paying anything, whereas this one, you're going to start paying straight away, basically, and your payments are going to be $41.04 a month if you pick 24 months, for example. Let's do 36 just to keep it the same as the last one. So you'd pay 36 months of $29.21. You're financing that. Interest paid would be that, so you'd pay $1,146, which is less than the other one, but obviously you're starting payments straight away, basically. Whichever one you think is more suitable. Again, right, if you think that this monthly cost is too expensive, you can up your deposit and it lowers the price. Like, that's actually a really nice feature. Like, maybe I want to pay half the PC. Right now I've got 500 quid. I'm going to pay the 500 quid up front. near as damn it, 47498. We're going to pay half the PC now. We have that saved up, but we don't have the rest. But we want this particular PC. We want performance of this PC, and the £500 we have wouldn't buy a PC of the performance that we need. So we're going to finance the rest of it. So we pay half up front, and then we can pay the rest over 36, 24, 48 months, whatever we decide. And for this situation in particular, we've decided to pick 36 months. That would take the payment down to $16.23 per month. So let's look at the final finance option, which is simply 12, which just takes it down to a 12-month period. So yeah, this one you can have 24 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and the countdown interest, that was 36 months of payments with the first payment deferred for 12 months. So this one is if you're going to pay it over a 1 year period. Because you're paying it over a shorter amount of period, you're paying slightly less total amount payable with the 1,037. There's 3 options there for you to decide to go with if you're going to go through the finance options. And I think this actual sliding scales makes it actually really easy to figure out what you're going to what your cost is generally going to be, how much you're going to pay, £78 is a bit much, but if I pay 30%, I can get it down to near £60, and you can fiddle around with this to try and find the best option for yourself. Back to the finance page to give us a little bit more information. It's got a representative example here, but I think we kind of did that ourselves by going through the process basically just there. So it's giving you all the different, types that we just went through, all your different types of finance. Basically, you get the countdown interest, buy now pay later, which is the one where you have the 12 months off basically at the beginning and then you start your payments afterwards. Then you have the 24 months, 36 month or 48 month finance option, and then you have the 12 month option. That one's a minimum spend of 500 and above. The rest of these seem to be the 300 and above, I believe. Doesn't mention anywhere else. The only one it mentions it has to be 500 is the 12-month one. When do my repayments start? Your monthly repayments will begin 1 month after your purchase has been delivered. So it'll begin the next month, basically. So I assume you'll pay your deposit up front, and then your next payment, your first payment, will be 1 month after that, which will be after your PC has been delivered. So, except obviously in the case that you're having the 12-month deferred payment option, in which case it'll start after that 12-month deferred period. Are there any arrangement fees or hidden extras for credit? No, that's good. There's no extra fees. The fees that we went through just there are the fees that you will be paying and the amount you'll be paying, so that's all good. When do I pay the deposit? Payment for your deposit is taken before you complete the finance application, so I assume that that'll be through the checkout process. You will pay that deposit of 10% minimum up to whatever you've decided to pay. I think 60% was the highest you could go with that. FiercePC themselves aren't doing the credit effectively. That's not how it works. The same with stuff I have bought previously in the past, like the camera or the washing machine that we financed or whatever. The finance itself isn't coming through the company that's selling it. It's generally a third-party company, a financing company that you're technically paying. Hitachi seem to be possibly the company that you will be paying back effectively. In order to get a finance deal on one of these PCs, you are going to have to go through a credit check, and obviously if your credit score doesn't suit what the finance company deem as suitable, then you could be declined for finance. If you decline my application, what is the reason? So these are maybe some of the reasons you could be declined finance. Hopefully you won't be, but just so that you're aware, if you are declined, it's nothing against you, it's just that they have deemed you not suitable in this case due to bad credit or actually any of these reasons. So your credit score, note that every finance company will score you differently. Adverse credit reference agency information, you're considered to be overcommitted. I guess that means that you're buying something that is more than you could afford. You don't want to get yourself into debt with this stuff. No matter how nice the PC is, it's not worth getting yourself into long-term debt over. Under the age of 18, obviously you can't do that. If you are under the age of 18 and you are looking at finance, that's something that you have to talk to your parents or your guardians about, and they'd have to be okay with it, obviously, and they would have to then submit the application of finance. Your existing account performance with other lenders, what type of information do you credit? Okay, so yeah, like I said, as long as you have a credit score that the company I assume it's Hitachi Capital are happy with. You have a credit score that they deem to be reasonable and they're happy to then loan you the money, then you can go through the process. And it seems pretty simple. I mean, like I said, I've had a couple things through finance before, and that's always gone fairly smoothly. You fill in some information, you pay a deposit or a first payment. In this case, you'll pay your deposit that you've chosen to pay, and then your payments will start the month after. That's pretty much how financing works on FiercePC. Now, you can use it on all of their PCs. Can you use it on a motherboard bundle? That's a question that I'm about to answer for myself now. Let's go this one. I assume, yeah, you can. That's how financing works on FiercePC. It's a good way if you want to spread the cost of a PC. You can spread it over the cost of multiple years, a year, depending on what you want to do and what is most suitable for you. But yeah, it's definitely a great option to have, because obviously I understand that spending a lot of money on a PC like this it's not always doable for everyone, right? It's not. But when you think about spreading that cost over multiple months, it becomes a lot more doable. Hopefully you guys have found this useful. By no means is this any financial recommendation by myself. I'm just trying to explain it in the easiest way possible and trying to wrap my own head around it, make sure I say things that are correct. I believe I've been correct with everything I said, but yeah, that's how that works. If that's an option that you want to pursue, please do. Remember, if you want to get some advice on what PC you should get, or what fits your budget, or what would be able to play this game or that game, feel free to message me on Twitter or Instagram. Both of those are at Colesy Gaming. Send me an email if you really want. You can find that on my YouTube channel. But yeah, hope this has been useful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.